Superstition ain't the way.
Very superstitious. Nothing more to say. Very superstitious. Devil's on his way. Keep me in a daydream. Keep me going strong. You don't wanna save me. Sad is my soul. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Superstition ain't the way. Dun, 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 dun.
What if I found a way to make you sit and stay right next to me? Without rope or with glue or with diamonds that your eyes have never seen. And if you leave me today, don't think I could make it to Monday. You and I are always on my side. You're always on my mind. You're always by my side. When I'm tired of this life and tired of these lies, would you still answer me? Though I might run away, my fears take the reins, would you still let me leave? Oh, can I see you today? Please wear that skirt from Sunday. You and I are always on my side. You're always on my mind. You're always by my side. Well, I'm taking my time. I'm taking my slice. I'm ready to repay the world with kisses to you. And I'll keep it obscene so that no one else could cheat. And copy the way and the love that we breathe. Come back and see me today. Walk back down the street to Sunday.
I don't know what's
I don't have
happening.
audio.
Oh,
Just a sec. There we go. Now we have audio.
Ooh, we have audio now. Hey, everybody. How's everyone? Let's try that again. Hey.
Hey. I don't know what happened there.
Just kidding. Love you, James. Thank you for
I'm sorry.
being so good. James is in a new place, so he's kind of just troubleshooting as we go. So congratulations.
He's in a better
to-
place now.
I didn't die.
Looks like you're in heaven.
Yeah, those lights are pretty heavenly.
Oh.
Right. Welcome to TG Talk, everybody. This is our bi-weekly little, well, I guess let's call it what it is. It's pretty much a live podcast where we like to get together and just catch up with each other and catch up with all of you. So hit us up in the comments. Ask questions. You know, we're gonna take some time. We're gonna do a better job of this, but we're gonna answer more questions. So if you got a question about us, about what we're talking about, or if you just have just a comment, just let us know, and we will gladly take some time to talk to you, because we want to just connect with all of you. I don't know what he was doing. Derek was hiding behind his mic. It was kind of strange.
I was yawning. I was trying to not show that you were boring me, but I'm just tired in general. It's not you. It's me.
It's okay. Hope everyone had a great long weekend. We had Valentine's and we had Louis Riel Day, or Family Day for some of you across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you had spent some time with family and whether it's in person or virtually. If you're all alone at home, we're here with you. So
I'm all
buckle up.
alone. All by myself.
Well, you're not.
Sorry.
Derek and I actually performed that at a cabaret once.
Really?
Would that be?
It's true. That was during the late show, I think.
Right. It was a fun time. So yeah, I mean, tonight we're going to be talking about love and heartbreak. We're going to be sharing our favorite love songs and flip it on its head and share our favorite songs about heartbreak or loneliness. So we're covering the gamut here. And thank you so much for being here. Just want to let you know again, if you want to find a way to support us aside from streaming and listening to our music, our online store on our website is open. So if you want to rock our merch, on down to thoseguysacapella.com and click on the shop tab, and you'll be transported right to our online store, and we'll get that merch your way. So
Yeah.
rock a Those Guys t-shirt if you can. Yeah, it would be lovely. You know, let's get this going. We promised a video every 2 weeks, so we got to work. We are going to be showing you this next video that I literally just finished this morning.
Well, see, Bernie, and the thing, you didn't have to tell everybody that.
No, I really
They wouldn't have known.
But you know what? It's okay. It's okay.
A little bit of honesty. Yeah.
Just a little bit. This song is an Eagles tune. It's not the most well-known Eagles tune, but it was a single. It was, I think, if I remember correctly, this was their last number one hit, and it came after they had already been disbanded and reunited in the 90s. And this song brings a lot of memories from myself and reminding me of my family. It's just a love song of love songs, and I'm super happy that we sing it. I remember hearing it for the first time very long time on a random playlist, and I just remembered how much joy the song brought me, and I arranged it. James helped me with the arrangement, brought it to the guys, and the guys agreed to sing it, and
Turned out
I'm
great.
happy that myself, I'm happy that myself, Derek, and Mike sing lead on it, and our voices are so different, yet it brings a unique perspective to the song, I think, for each different verse. So without further ado, please enjoy the Eagles, those guys singing an Eagles song tune. Love will keep us alive.
I was standing Don't you worry, sometimes you just gotta let it ride. The world is changing right before your eyes. Now I found you, there's no more emptiness inside. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive. I would die for you, climb the highest mountain. Baby, there's nothing I wouldn't do. Now that I've found you, there's no more emptiness inside. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive. I would die for you, climb the highest mountain. Baby, there's nothing I wouldn't do.
I was standing all alone against the world outside. You were searching for a place to hide. Lost and lonely, now you've given me the will to survive. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive.
When we're hungry, love will keep us alive. When we're hungry, love will keep us alive.
One.
That was Love Will Keep Us Alive. Hope you
Yeah.
guys enjoyed that. We're going to throw that up on our YouTube and Facebook pages tomorrow, so keep an eye out for it. And when you can, please give it a share. We would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, sharing a like goes a long way. So please, please, please do that. Today, in keeping with the theme of Valentine's Day, we're going to just talk about our favorite love songs, and then again we'll talk about our favorite songs about heartbreak, because Valentine's Day can be lonely as well. So we want to reach out and talk about both sides of the spectrum here. So I think that's only fair, eh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? I'll start with one of my songs, one of my favorite love songs ever. Is a song by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross.
Very
It's
nice.
a duet. It's a classic. I mean, it's a pop classic. Endless Love. That song, again, definitely was introduced to me while I was a kid. My mom was a big Lionel Richie fan, so that definitely was on the Vilma Pasterin playlist. That's for sure. Playlists were a thing. It was just a rotation of CDs and tapes, and
Yeah,
and
it was on the
records,
tape, the Vilma's hit mix.
100%. And just something about that song, right from the start, the light piano intro, you hear that and instantly you are just filled with warmth. Listen to it and take a listen, and those first notes of the piano is just whoo. And then Lionel Richie comes in, and on top of that, I think what made me what drew me to it was I think that would have been the first song where I really noticed or heard and paid a duet for the very first time. I had never really paid attention to two singers singing at the same time, and where both could easily be the melody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that translated to into later years as a teen and singing or discovering singing for the first time. I discovered my voice really late. I didn't get into choir till grade, and being able to figure out how harmonies work, that was a key song, because myself and my then girlfriend, my high school sweetheart, we used to go and sing karaoke almost every weekend at Topo Gijo's.
Oh, Topo Gijo's. Oh man,
that's probably back when they still had smoking there.
Yeah, Matt, you and I were just talking about this.
I just
the other
remember
day.
I just remember it smelling like smoke, and like the old like Portuguese guy was there, with the with their soccer team. And,
yeah.
100%. Because one side, yeah, exactly. One side there'd be a bunch of arcades going, people playing Dance Dance Revolution,
Mhm.
but it was just like, and then there was like a little restaurant and like a little lounge part, and then there was the karaoke bit, and I was there for the karaoke and a little bit of the Dance Dance Revolution. Why not? But as they said, it was smoke filled back in the day, so there was a lot of smoke going in until I turned 18. Around 18 is when that bylaw came into effect, and there was no more smoking in there. But that didn't stop some of them.
Of course not.
that didn't stop some of the smoking that happened in there.
It was just a suggestion.
Yeah. So we would get up and we would get into a regular rotation of songs, and myself and my then girlfriend would sing "Endless Love." And I remember telling my mom about it, and I remember my mom being really proud hearing that I had taken a liking to that song, because I remember singing for the first time, and just kind of like, it was kind of that weird surreal moment of like, I'm singing a harmony right now, and I had no idea, and it just kind of fit. It was kind of a weird teenage movie moment for me, and I was like, whoa. And that's when I realized, okay, all right, there are harmony lines, and I could learn them, and and I was hooked from then on. I was just like, man, I need to sing more duets with people, and not just sing the melody line with your friend, whoever you're with, going karaoke singing. I instantly became one of those karaoke goers that just take karaoke way too seriously.
Oh, if I had known that you were going to talk about this, I still somewhere have a video of you and Dexter singing. What was it? Backstreet Boys. I can't remember which song it was. Oh yeah, it's so funny. Like, I wish I had known that I would have pulled up the video, but it's you and Dexter going, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. It's so good. I want to put that up for everyone to see.
You gotta go. Why not? You gotta go all in.
Yeah.
You gotta go all in when you're singing Backstreet Boy too. But yeah, that song, "Endless Love," Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. I'm sure everyone has heard it, but go and listen to it. It is a lovely, lovely tune. And if you happen to be at a karaoke joint and I'm there, feel free to come up to me and ask me to sing that duet with you. I will do it with you 100%. 100%. So that is my tune of the day. So
one thing I should just jump in and say is, just because of copyright restrictions, we would love to be able to play these songs for you, but unfortunately, unless we want to get our channels taken down, we can't do that. So What we should do is make a little post, or update the post after this goes live, with maybe links to the songs that we're talking about, or just the titles and artists, just so that we can actually share them with you without getting in trouble.
Make a little playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should also point out it's really nice to Lionel Richie is a baritone, and so getting to sing that song and sing it down there is a nice treat for me because I like my love. I'm like, ooh, it just resonates in your chest.
Man, I didn't even think about this, but we should have done some exploring of some Barry White love songs. Because if you really want to get down to your chest, you go with some Barry White.
Right.
I was actually thinking about that just today and yesterday and for the last little while, like that in so much music, probably forever, but especially of late, like leads are so often tenor. And I was like trying to think like, okay, if I'm getting older and if my voice starts going away and I don't sound as good on the high parts, like, I need to start coming up with some good baritone leads to arrange so that me and Ben and stuff can have stuff to sing. And I was just thinking, like, but what are there? So you just mentioned one now. It's a pretty good one, Lionel Richie. Anyway,
yeah, come on, more love for the baritone.
yeah,
It's
really, right?
true. It's true. There are a lot of tenor leads, and it's. I mean, for me, like thinking back to karaoke as a bass singer, having karaoke night is you're gonna have a bad time because either you're gonna sing a lot of stuff way lower than it should be. I remember there was one time that I went to karaoke at Saffron's, I think it was, and I sang Wonderwall but an octave down. Don't do that. It's it seems like, hey, yeah, this will be an acceptable workaround, and after all, it just sounds so boring. So that's my pro tip. Don't do that.
Don't.
Even in like the music theater world, I had a director say once, like, "Oh, good to see you, my tenory friend." And I'm like, "Tenory?" I'm like, "I'm not a tenor, I'm a baritone." He's like, "There's more roles for tenors." Like, in other words, like, force yourself to be a tenor if you want parts.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is
Enter
so
your
weird.
voice so you can sing more parts.
That's
Sorry,
funny.
James. I think I stepped on what you were saying. I'm probably
Oh,
lagged.
yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, like, if you're a bass singer and you're doing karaoke, you kind of like need to predetermine a fixed list of songs that you can acceptably sing. And I usually don't do that, so then I have it's a very interesting time at karaoke.
Does honey go bad?
Does honey?
I don't
No,
think it does.
I don't think it does, because I'm pretty sure that they've taken like Egyptian honey like out of tombs and tested it.
There's just like the honey jar that I have, this little tiny thing is just everything is just kind of crystallized underneath.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah,
Put it in the microwave.
Yeah, that
but I'm gonna use it anyways. So
nice.
Good plan. So who wants to go next?
who wants to jump? Yeah, who wants to jump in? Derek. I'm gonna just say Derek. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, well, are we doing love songs first, then heartbreak songs later? Is that the plan?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we could just do a round of the love songs.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one that I liked. I admit, okay, the plan was to have favorite love songs, favorite heartbreak songs or whatnot. And I was given this to kind of think about like a week ago or whatever, and I don't have them set. Like I don't. I think I wallow in like moods, but not necessarily like events. So it's like if I'm listening to like sad music and I want to feel that way, then that's what I do. It doesn't have to do with whether the song's a heartbreak song or whatever. And the same thing with the love song. Like if I'm in a happy mood, I want to feel happy.
Right.
I'm listening to happy music. It's not so much love songs. So I was like, oh my god, songs are really complex. I was like, here's a love song, and then it's like, oh, do you miss being sad with me and stuff? And it's just like, wait a second, this is kind of like not really a love song, but it is. But anyway, so I'm sure there's no like barriers, like you can't choose that song. But I was having a hard time being like, okay, let's listen to all the stuff that I'd like to listen to a lot and go through and see what ones happen to be love songs and what ones happen to be heartbreak songs. So, like thinking of stuff that people would know more, I kind of thought about Coldplay because they're like a very, one of the most popular bands in the world that I actually do really enjoy. Often that's not the case with the most popular bands in the world, but yeah. So they came up with a song with that other group. Does anybody know the name of them?
The Chainsmokers.
Yeah. So what was the story with that? Why was it a Chainsmokers song that Coldplay featured on, or the other way around?
I have no idea.
Anyway, I guess. I guess Coldplay collaborated with this group called the Chainsmokers, who I don't know anything about, and they made a song and like just carried a single, somebody like this.
Something just like this, yeah.
I want something just like this.
I want something just like.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that! I've even got it wrong on the overlay. Let me just go in and just ninja edit this real quick.
Yeah, that song.
There we
that was
go.
A good tune. It's a good tune, and that's a pretty good song. It's like, hey, I don't need superheroes in my life and stuff. I just want like an ordinary person, like, with love, and like that's
Yeah.
kind of a nice message. And we went, actually, a whole bunch of us, James and Bernie and Mike and some friends of ours, including my friend Madison at the time, who like we worked together, but we weren't like dating yet. And after a while, she became my girlfriend. So it's kind of funny. We can think back and like be like, I remember when we went to that concert as friends and we saw Coldplay. That was so crazy. They played this song, which was super cool tune, and it was a new song, right, James? Like it had come out like that month.
It was brand new for that summer at very least. Like,
so it was like this huge stage with this big like catwalk that Chris Martin would like walk up and down. You guys remember this? And then he was like, he was starting the song, and like because it was a new song and because it was a different kind of song, I guess they had like big, they had a big giant screen at the back, and they put lyrics on so that like all the crowd could sing along who kind of knew it or whatever. But like Chris Martin like started at the wrong bar or something, and so he was singing, and all the crowd, he realized all the crowd was like looking confused at him and like singing at the wrong time, and then he was like, "What? Wait a second, am I screwing this up?" And everybody was like, yes. He's like, stop. And the whole song stops and all the band stops and restarted it so he could sing it at the right time.
This was US Bank Stadium. Like it was like 80,000 people.
Yeah. I can't remember. Like that must have been one of the earlier stops of the tour. I could only imagine, or they had just decided to drop that in just recently. But
like, add the song,
it was so funny.
It
was
made
like, wait,
me
what?
feel better.
What?
It made me feel better about our shows when they're like, "Oh, we have to start and stop." So I'm like, you know what? If Coldplay can do it, we can too.
That's true.
Yeah, the pros do it. So
yeah, I like the song's message. It's like it's like kind of like the kind of reminds me of a Jason Robert Brown song as well. Someone to fall back on, where it's like, I'm not going to be this prince, I'm not going to be this hero for you, and then in this case, this person's saying, well, that's all I want is just something like this.
It's awesome. For those of you watching, drop some names of songs into the comments. We want to know about the love songs that you love.
Yeah,
it's also become a drinking game. How many times will I say love? Every time I say love, drink. Love.
Whatever you got.
Matty boy, what do you got for us?
Well, the love song that I picked, I don't know. It's one that kept coming up throughout my life at certain points. Like the first time I was made aware of this song is called "I Will," by the Beatles, and the first time I came across this song was like through singing vocal jazz, and
yes.
Was it the Jeremy Fox arrangement of this one?
Yeah, it was. It was back in high school. Matt and I did this really, really incredible arrangement of, we sang this really incredible arrangement of "I Will" by a friend of ours, Jeremy Fox, down from Iowa, and honestly, like to this day, like I love this song, but I think by far that is my absolute favorite rendition of it. It brings so much to it. And like I don't want to hijack what you're saying here, but like it's so good.
Oh no, it is really. And so I don't know. Look up the arrangement. I Will, arranged by Jeremy Fox. An incredible arrangement of a very nice love song. Like I don't know. It's very like sweet and simple. Just the way the song goes. It's just like, and if I ever saw you, and Paul McCartney is singing the bass line as well. He's going boom, 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 right? And it's just like it's just a really like
very endearing,
cutesy, short song on a very long and bizarre album. So
Yeah.
and sort of, I remember listening all the way through to the White Album and just being so surprised by that song. I'm like, this is just a good song, and that's coming after, you know, like Revolution 9 or some like big abstract, you know, statement against their record label. And then there's just a sweet normal love song, and that really struck me. And yeah, that's sort of why I enjoy that one.
Like it seems almost like it's kind of like a musical non sequitur that kind of breaks up the rest of the album. It just it almost seems like it doesn't fit, but it's kind of like a bit of relief to kind of, you know, you listen to that and you're like, okay, so this album is not totally insane.
Yeah, right. They're still out there making great, you know, Lennon and McCartney classics.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Johnny Esports on YouTube, or as I know him as Joe, he mentioned "Build Me Up, Buttercup" is a song that he enjoys. And
nice.
Well, we do that song, so I mean,
we actually do. And you know what? Here's a little spoiler. In 2 weeks' time, hopefully, I can get my act together and make sure that the video is on time. In 2 weeks, the song that we will be sharing with you is "Build Me Up, Buttercup," and I'm just going to go ahead and dedicate that to you, Joe. Johnny Esports, "Build Me Up, Buttercup," coming your way in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we totally were not planning on doing this already.
No, that just kind of worked out. I really appreciate that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's so great. Oh yeah, and he's excited. He says, "Woohoo!"
Awesome. Joe, let us drop a link with your Twitch page and everything. So let us know what you're up to. James, you're last here. What were you thinking about in terms of these love songs?
Well, I mean, like Bernie says, like, okay, so pick your favorite love song and your favorite heartbreak song. Like, okay, so love songs and heartbreak songs. Okay, that's about 90% of music. So,
right.
So I mean, trying to come up with you know your top love song is like saying, okay, go find your favorite grain of sand on the beach, and it's such a difficult thing to do. So what I ended up doing is just thinking back to, you know, songs that I've actually had a connection with. And so one of the songs, and Derek and Bernie, I know for sure you guys are going to like this, or you're going to know this song, and Matt, I think you're going to know it too. But the one that I decided to pull up was Big Blue Wave by Hey Ocean.
That's
so
funny. I almost picked a Hey Ocean song myself.
Yeah,
anyway,
which one did you almost pick?
I wanted to pick Give.
Give is
it's just got that epic part where it's like, give.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Reach out and grab her, she's yours. So good.
Oh yeah.
It's man. I how many years ago? This must have been what, about 6, maybe 7 years ago, when we were all at Mike's cabin, and this was the album that we had on repeat. Was Is by Hey Ocean. They're out of Vancouver.
It is a perfect lake cottage album. 100%.
For sure, absolutely. And so, I mean, we basically just had it on repeat for the time we were out there, and I think all of us kind of just fell in love with the album while we were there. But this is one of the song that I love this song. I think because it just sort of captures just the joy of being in love and that kind of thing. You know, sing until you have no voice, sing like you got no choice. Like you have to listen to the song to really kind of get sort of how, like, what I mean by that. But just you listen through and it's joy. The whole thing. It's just the happiness of, you know, you think back to, you know, New Love, which incidentally is the name of one of the other songs on that album. But it's sort of just like the happiness that you experience when it's new and it's fresh. And there's nothing quite like that. I mean, as time goes on, you kind of settle into a more kind of relaxed, comfortable kind of love. But this is like, it's new, it's fresh, it's shiny. You love everything about it. And that's the one that I picked. I really love this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen for sure. Give that whole album a listen.
That
The
really
whole album is like gold from top to bottom.
absolutely is.
That are big fans of Hey Ocean, that it's kind of a crime that we haven't really covered any of it.
I've been thinking about it. I think we should do something.
Well, it's on my list.
But like, well,
almost
one of
forgot
the things about that though is that their songs are so rich. Like they've got so many different like there are different components to every Hey Ocean song, and I'd love to do a Hey Ocean song, but we'd have to do it like just the right way in order to be able to do it justice.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
Royal Canoe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I completely forgot that Finn opened for Hey Ocean.
Yes, that's
What?
right.
The last time they were here. Yeah, you were there, right, James?
Yeah, absolutely. Last time they were here at the Goodwill.
Yeah.
And Finn opened for them, and I remember I mean I'd had the tickets for like months already, and I think you told me like maybe a couple weeks before.
Yeah.
So cool.
Didn't we,
Bernie, have tickets to something that night or something? I remember everybody wanting to plan to go together, and something came up.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't have been
I can't
anything
remember.
without a really good excuse.
I
and
wanted to
can't
say I want
remember.
to say there was like a Jets game or something that night or something like that.
But
I don't know.
It's sad at the moment. It could have been it. Maybe the playoffs.
It could have been the
Yeah.
playoffs. Yeah.
I could have sworn that the last time we saw the last time they were here, but then which was at the Park Theater. But now I remember specifically Finn opening for them after that and not being able to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was wild.
Yeah. Wild. But shout out to Hey Ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Such-
I don't know if
such a
it's
fun
like, you
band.
know. Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
James, why don't you take us back around the other way? So what you got your love song?
Okay. Well,
Let's go with Heartbreak.
I actually.
Where were you when you listened to this song, and how are you feeling?
Well, I almost kind of want to cheat because like I've got a love song, I've got sort of a heartbreak song, and I've also got one that's kind of like in between, kind of that I kind of wanted to talk about just because there's nothing that's really. There are very few songs that are kind of in this sort of like middle ground, I think. But the one that I wanted to talk about is the song Poison and Wine by the Civil Wars. You guys know this song?
I do not.
Not by name.
It's really good. I mean, the best version of it is the version from the album Live at Eddie's Attic. So it's actually a live version of the song. But the song, the thing that's so cool about it is it kind of encapsulates the, you know, you're in a relationship with somebody, you love them, but of course, like no relationship is perfect. And I looked up a little bit about what the Civil Wars had to say about this song, and they said that the way that they would describe it is kind of the things that you would say that if you needed to get things off your chest, and you know your partner wasn't listening. So it's really hard to explain how this song makes me feel. Like this song is one of the few that can just make me cry. Like if you're in the right headspace,
Especially at the very end.
right at the very end for sure. But you kind of get to the point where it's just like the way that it makes you feel is sort of unlike anything that I've ever felt before, because it's such an incredible blend of you get the love, but you also get hurt out of it. And it's, I don't know, like you're just going to have to listen to it to kind of see what I mean. I can't really describe that much, that kind of feeling that it gives you, but it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful songs I think I've ever heard. Yeah.
By the end of that song, they repeat the lyric that I don't love you, but I always will.
Yeah.
I don't love you. And like they repeat it over and over, and it just feels like they're just trying to, it's where they're just trying to come with that, right? And
Yeah.
just trying to convince themselves that I'm just trying to be okay with it. And it's just so heartbreaking to hear that lyric
Mhm.
over and over and over.
Yeah.
I love that song. That's a great choice, man.
Yeah. And and the thing is like that song kind of strikes me as one that it doesn't necessarily have to be like a breakup song. Like it could be, you know, you're just going through a rough patch or something like that, or you're in a relationship and you're happy, but there are always going to be kind of things that eat at you or something like that. But I had to include it just because I need to make sure that people listen to this song because it's unbelievable. But should I go to one that's like a true like kind of breakup song?
Before we do that, I just want to point out one of the times that I've heard that song. I've never heard it live, sung by the Civil Wars, but
I know what you're gonna say.
Once, someone covered it, and we were singing at a high school for a benefit.
Yeah,
it was at CPET for Simon's twin brother, Eric, and it was called what was it? What do you stand up for Stansbury?
Yes, yeah,
and we did a concert there, and what ended up happening was before that, the warm-up acts were some student bands, and then Simon's brother Eric, who I had no idea, even though I should have known that Eric also has a wonderful voice, because we know that Simon, formerly of those guys, is a fantastic singer. So why wouldn't his twin brother also have a lovely voice? But he gets up there, and I don't think anyone knew that he was going to do this, but he brings up his wife, and the two of them surprise the entire audience, the students, the parents, us, and they sing this song together. And I remember just being like, my jaw dropped. I was like, holy crap. It was like an influx of emotions, like Simon's brother singing. Simon's brother sounds awesome. His wife sounds amazing. This song is so good.
It's that memory will stick out in my mind forever. That would have been almost 7 years ago now, I think. But that song, it's so good. But like, that was so unexpected, and seeing that being performed live, I think it probably made it even more special that it wasn't the Civil Wars singing it. But I definitely cried. It's so good. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember them saying they had never performed for people, and I was like, oh, okay, but Simon, they do this at family gatherings and stuff. He's like, no, I've never heard her sing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sorry, James, go. Yeah, you mentioned
I was gonna say, I was gonna kind of pivot around to breakup songs, and this is the reason that I like this particular song. Is you think of a breakup song and you think of being really sad and kind of reflecting on the good times and wishing that you had that back and that kind of thing. And the thing that I like about this particular song, which is a song called "I Wish You Well" by Royal Wood from Ontario. Yeah, good song. Is that it's kind of it's sort of an acknowledgement of, what you had. You had good times together, but, you've come to a point where you kind of have to sort of let those go. And it's sort of, it's we had a good time together. We wish that things could be the way that they were, but they're not. But with that said, I wish you well. And you kind of just sort of move on, I guess, amicably. But it's cool because you don't get the really so much the sadness, the hurt, the anger, but it's sort of a very positive way of thinking about it. And you don't really get that many songs, like breakup songs, that are like that, which I thought was very cool.
I love Royalwood. Remember when he sang with us? Well, not with us, but in the same showcase,
in the same vicinity.
The arts showcase thing for the Manitoba Arts.
At Portage, yeah,
super cool.
That was
we were
very
hanging
cool.
around the dressing room, and I was trying to play cool. I was like, "Hey, how's it going? I like your stuff." Yeah.
Yeah, it was so funny because and this is after I've binged 3 or 4 of his albums, and then we get up there and I'm like, oh my god, Royal Wood is sitting on a couch 3 feet away from me. Kind of a little bit starstruck.
He's a cool guy. I'm sure he seems he's I'm sure he's an ordinary cool guy, but
yeah, he totally was, but it was just kind of jarring. Yeah. Lorraine on Facebook here is saying that she saw Royal Wood open for Bonnie Raitt.
Nice.
Oh,
That would have been a good show.
That would have been sick.
Incredible.
Rowan and then Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah.
oh my god, That's a song that should be mentioned here. She sings like, "I can't make you love me if you don't."
Yeah.
That's like one of the
that
best
is
songs that's ever been written ever.
yeah, absolutely.
It's a classic.
She sang that at Folk Fest as it got dark and like there like smoke came on the stage and it was like
Yeah.
moonlight. It was the most amazing. It was one of the oh
Perfect.
What's that?
Sorry.
That thanks, Rain.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I went to a Royal Wood show with Walmsley once. I was like, "Hey, you want to come see Royal Wood?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And
Jeremy Walmsley.
Great.
I kid you not. I kid you
great
not. Like
impression.
about the okay, maybe it wasn't the third song in, but like halfway through the first set, he's like, "Oh, just a sec, I gotta run." He like, got a call from his agent in Toronto or something, and like I kid you not, he came in like I found some other friends there, and we're like sitting together and enjoyed the whole rest of the show. I wasn't too worried about Walmsley, but he comes in and at like the end, he was like, "Oh," and he comes in the door. I kid you not, like he's like, "Oh, is this still going?" And then he looks up and everybody was like standing ovation at the end of the show. He's like, oh yeah," and he gets up and he claps. And he had seen like 4 songs at the start.
Oh,
So
Yeah, I
great.
mean, 4 songs of Royal Wood. That's still pretty good.
Hmm.
It was a good time. Sorry. Just
Yeah.
showing that randomness.
Hey boy,
That's-
Heartbreak. What you got?
But Wes is just chiming in on YouTube. He says Bonnie Raitt is his celebrity crush. Understandable.
Fair enough.
West Ram
Just a whole lot
celebrity
of
crush.
soul.
Wes Rambo's your celebrity crush.
Some days.
Yeah. Yeah. Breakup song. Well, this is more of a I don't know. This is like a song about how you would try and cope with a breakup, basically. So yeah, The Great Pretender is all about just like after a breakup, just like pretending you're fine, you know, it's just like trying to put on a brave face. And yeah, it's just like a defense mechanism. And it's an incredibly written song. But the craziest thing about that is it was written in a bathroom in like 20 minutes. The Platters manager like wrote the whole song in the bathroom of I think it was the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas. And yeah, I don't know. I wish I could write a song that good in a bathroom. It just
In
seems
20
like
minutes.
yeah, it just seems like boy, it must have been I don't know, you know, forming a line there. Like, hey, what's going on in there? Wait, I'm almost done this song.
Oh.
Does anyone have ideas for a bridge? You know.
That's so good.
But yeah, incredible like lead singing from singer Tony Williams on the lead vocals. Yeah. So if anyone's I don't know, if anyone wants to get into like a great doo-wop ballad that sounds happy but is really sad, start with the Great Pretender.
Jane Rambo de Hart on Facebook says bathrooms were nicer then. It was more of a lounge at that point.
Hang out there, you know,
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes.
Isn't that like a thing in traditional like ladies' bathrooms? Don't they often have like loungers and stuff? I remember peeking into a few doors somewhere at some point, and I was like, "Why is there a fancy, comfortable chair in there?"
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like a place where you
It
can
was
just
like, "Oh, that's what bathrooms have." I was like, "No, they don't usually."
yeah. Just use
That's
some
funny.
The Great Pretender. That was like, did you know that was probably my first solo in? Well, we called it jazz choir at high school, but really it was just like small group choir. We didn't do too much jazz stuff, but
yeah.
and I got to
your
sing that solo, and it
first
was
solo.
it was like so like rote like machine singing notes. I can still
Yeah.
remember how I did it. It was like, "Oh yes, I'm the great pretender."
Oh no!
Like just making sure that
no.
note was like bang on.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't that bad, but
But
like
still,
you know,
the pressure
yeah.
was there to just like I can't put any feeling to this, otherwise it might be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of like Bernie. I started singing pretty late. Like I joined choir in grade 10. That was kind of the first time I really ever sang besides like singing to the radio or like to stuff at home. So
Mm.
unlike the two of you who I think were pretty indoctrinated into, you know.
Well, I
some
mean,
re-
I think grade 8 was the beginning for me for like being in choirs and stuff and
Yeah, because
being really involved.
because I roped you in.
Oh, you wrote me in. Yeah. Well, it was pretty easy to rope me in.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
didn't take a
hang
lot,
out with
really.
all your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my now that you mentioned jazz choir, I'm like now remembering one of my favorite like love songs was my first solo with Maple Sugar in high school, and that was in grade 12, and was "Only Love Can Break Your Heart" by Neil Young.
Oh
When
yeah.
we were young and on our own. Oh man, that's such a good song. Now I just want to go on and sing that one. So shout out to my Maples collegiate brethren. Miss you. That was a wonderful song.
Yeah. So who wants to go next? Derek,
I
Bernie?
guess it's me for going backwards from the other one. So okay, here's a super beautiful song. There's a band called Middle Brother, and I'm assuming most people haven't heard of them. They're like one of those kind of super group collaboration, one time only, one album only kind of things, where like the lead singer and writer for Deer Tick, Dawes, and this other group whose name I can't remember. I'm just gonna look it up here. Delta Spirit. So it's like John McCauley, Taylor Goldsmith, and Matt Vasquez like wrote songs and did an album together. And the last song on their album is called $1 Million Bill. And it's just like this super, it hits me so hard. It's like, I like just listen to it after. And in fact, like kind of want to, I would have to sing it to like, I don't even want to ruin it by like saying the lyrics or whatever. So, but just check it out. Yeah, check it out. I don't know if I should, well,
I saw
Bernie
you glance
suggested
back at
maybe.
that guitar.
Okay, I'll try. But we didn't do a sound check or anything. This might be really bad. Can you hear me still? Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Can you hear me still?
Sounded good.
I only have one microphone, so this has to pick up both. Okay, still?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it should be
Should be
fine, yeah.
perfectly fine.
Can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me still?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You might want to turn down the gain on your microphone.
Tried to up it just because like I was worried that. Can you still hear me now?
Yeah.
Check. That's good. It's good still.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it down more? Or is that good now?
I think you're good.
Okay, so it's just like speaking of like not wanting the superhero and the super rich person like in the Coldplay song. This is one where clearly he was left by somebody who was like, this person could provide me with more stuff. And so it's 3 verses, and each of the 3 singers gets one, and it's just like, anyway, sorry, I'll stop talking about it and I'll just let you listen to it. But I'll sing the first verse just to give you an idea. When it hits me that she's gone, I think I'll run for president, get my face put on the $1 million bill. So when these rich men that she wants show her ways they can take care of her, I'll have found a way to be there with her still. Ooh, ooh, etc. And put like this awesome 3-part harmony on like that chorus oohing thing. Listen to it.
That was great,
So
man.
Thanks for
We
doing
should
it.
just
That
get
was
you to pull out that guitar more often.
I think that's what we need to do. I think Derek's just gonna have to prepare a song every 2 weeks so that he can sing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel better already.
Is that going to get flagged by the copywriters? You know those robots
yeah,
that can
you'll
like
probably
hear you
be
sing,
fine.
like, I can like hear you. Remember, Bernie, when you were like, when that new technology came out, and you're like, "Oh my god, guys, watch this!" And you like just randomly sang any key like into like 3 notes into your phone, and it was like knew the song. Remember that? It
Yes.
was like,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
like, oh my god! And I'm assuming they can all do that now.
It's like
and I just never.
Shazam.
Yeah, it was like
Mm.
Shazam on steroids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
Anyway,
mhm, mhm.
tune. Listen to that one. Album. Good.
We'll round it off with a good old popular tune because I was not cool enough to listen to very, indie stuff growing up because I wasn't really exposed to it. But I am now, and I'm so thankful to all of you for introducing so much more to my library of music. So thank you. Like I wouldn't have listened to Hey Ocean if it wasn't for Derek, And so, but my favorite Heartbreak song takes me back to, when I first started getting into my own taste in music, which is R&B, and Boys to Men came out with a song called "On Bended Knee," and me as an 11-year-old had no idea what heartbreak meant. I had little crushes, but never really knew what real heartbreak was. But listening to "On Bended Knee" by Boys to Men is a song. It made me realize how powerful love can be, and how it can make you so happy, but it can also crush you, especially if you were the one to mess it up. The thing, the song for me is like when you listen to them sing, it sounds like they have a way of sounding really beautiful, but bringing the emotion out in just in their tone and their delivery. That song right now, you will, I. It sounds. If you want to hear what begging sounds like in melody form, this is your
That's
song.
what it is. Yeah.
Like it's what it is because they are begging for their love to come back to them because they messed up so bad, and they are doing everything they can to fight for their relationship, and it just comes. It starts with just being apologetic from the beginning, and then kind of ramps up, and by the end, they're just not so much screaming, but it felt like they are screaming at the top of their lungs, just please, just like please come back. There's this, I this introduced me to the term terminal, and I had no idea what terminal meant until this song, and the lyric was, "No, I don't believe our love's terminal. I'm down on my knees begging you, please come home." I'm like, what does terminal mean? And then when I go and look it up, I'm like, oh man. I remember looking at the word up in the dictionary and terminal, and then just seeing it in the dictionary. I'm like, oh man,
Mhm.
he really, really, he doesn't think that this love is dead. It's like he wants her back.
Yeah.
And me being, the kid that never got the girl, that song resonated with me as a kid, and it still does today. Like, I love storytelling in songs, and how not just the lyric, but just the way it's delivered will convey an emotion. And that one is just big and just fighting for love, and and at the end of it, it's just super heartbreaking,
Yeah.
but beautiful at the same time. So that's my song. That's Boyz II Men on Bend and Knee
Yeah.
on the album too.
And you love a lot. I mean, I know you love Boys to Men, but like this is the second time you've mentioned a song off of 2 in this podcast.
Really? Oh, man. I love that song. That's
so
not even
good.
my favorite song on that album. My
that
favorite
whole
song on that
album really is brilliant.
That album is, yeah, it's timeless to me.
For sure. Definitely.
But, right. So to wrap things up, I was struggling again with like most of you, just about songs and which ones to pick, and I had to go with the ones that really, for me, just had stuck around for the longest time. But if I may cheat a little bit, there are two more songs that I'm throwing James a little curveball here.
Oh, okay.
He knows of one, but I'm actually cheating here because up until very recent years, I would say maybe even the last 5 years, I would say that this man is one in terms of songwriting, and it's Grant Davidson, Slow Leaves.
Yeah.
Man, those songs pull at your heartstrings. And the first song that James doesn't know about, because I'm throwing curveballs at him, but How Do I Say? And How Do I Say is such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
I remember listening to it over and over on a car ride to Riding Mountain on the way to the cabin with Robin, and we just kept listening to over. It's so heartbreaking, and it's not. The song is essentially about, to me, it's pretty much in the lyrics. Is someone is abroad and he meets someone and they don't speak the same language, but they have this connection, and they know that they shouldn't start anything because they know how it's going to end. Because at the end of the day, I think in one of the lyrics in one of the verses says, "Come tomorrow, I'll be oceans away." So should we enjoy our company even though we know it's going to end like that? And like, do you put yourself through that heartbreak but still be rewarded with the joy of each other's company?
For the time that you had together, yeah.
Just not deal with the heartbreak. Like,
Yeah.
I think I would choose the way of going through the heartbreak,
The safe bet.
rather than not enjoying it, rather than not experiencing either.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Another honorable mentions for me. Danny Michelle has a bunch of great team, one of my favorites, and he's actually got a song. It's not even the one I was suggesting to James that I was going to talk about. So if you're pulling up a graphic, then it's going to be the wrong one. But he's got the song that reminded me when Bernie says that, he's like, "Love until it breaks your heart." So it's just go for it. Like, go through it because you want to feel something rather than like be neutral and like be safe but not feel things.
Max says 2 is their best album, going back to Boys to Bed. So
Yep.
yeah, thank you, Mac.
Yeah, and
Mac
Lorraine
knows what's up.
and Lorraine is saying it is better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all, which is very true. I always thought that.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, Derek, how many parts have you broken? That's my question to you.
Hey, I got another honorable mention for after relationship song.
Okay.
Anybody know Lake Street Dive?
Yes.
You know that song off their newer-ish album, Good Kisser?
Yes.
Isn't it so brilliant? It's basically like talking about like if you're the one that got dumped, and then like now your partner is going out with somebody new, and they're telling them all these things about you, but of course they're not going to say, well, they're a really good kisser or something like this. So it's just like, it's the lyrics are like, if you're going to tell them everything, tell them I'm a good kisser. Tell them all the things you told me in a desperate whisper.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you're going to tell them everything, leave out the good part, etc., etc. It's like, tell them I'm a good kisser. Good tune. Check that one out.
So good.
Good tune.
Cool. Well, hopefully by the end of this, James will compile. Hopefully he can do this.
We'll have to put that together really quick after we finish here.
We might not necessarily have all the links up
Yeah.
for them right away, but
Yeah.
we can
I may not
try
even
to get
remember
at
what we
least
said.
these 2 songs. Me neither. Hopefully, I wasn't taking notes. Maybe I'm just like looking at James. James does everything. Hey, James, can you do this? Can you
I'm
do
trying
more?
to do
Can
it
you
right
more?
now.
Can you do more? Hey, James, can you do more? Can you do more?
Multitasking genius there.
Let's leave you with this. Thank you so much for joining us today on TG Talk. I know it's fun for us to be able to hang out. So thank you for hanging out with us and dropping some comments in that section. We love hearing from you. Join us again in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, we're going to try and do this every second Sunday. And I know that today's Monday, but we figured long weekend, let's hold off until the Monday. But not next Sunday, but the Sunday after, we will be back. We will have a guest, and we'll announce who that guest will be later on. But we can, and I'm going to promise you a video. We're gonna, like earlier I said, every 2 weeks we're gonna have a video, and hopefully I promise, but that video will be that video will be Build Me Up Buttercup. So it's one of our favorites that we love to sing. Derek sounds awesome on it. Wes sounds great, not as good as Derek, but he's not here, so whatever.
We're throwing the shade over here now.
Oh, Wes sounds awesome. Wes's natural voice range, which is nice.
Sounds good. So
like me, it was like
we're putting that together, and we're gonna get that video going. And so tune in 2 weeks' time. We're gonna leave you with an old video of ours. Because it's only fitting, because one of the songs that I was struggling with in terms of favorite love songs is a song that we cover, and we're gonna go back to Slow Leaves, because again, Slow Leaves is a freaking amazing songwriter, and he captures how we all feel about love and all the questions we have about love, and why we want to be in love. And we put this video together after obviously recording it, but we heard Grant sing the song for the first time live when he was a guest at our show a few years ago, and I remember being in the wings with James, and as soon as about maybe a minute into the song,
we were like, we got to do this.
We got to do this. James is like, yep. Yep. And we got to work that summer, and it's become one of my favorite songs of all time.
Absolutely,
and, it's my favorite video that we've ever put out, ever. So shout out to
Jordan Popowich and JP Media Works for the absolutely incredible video that he made for us.
To Dana and Victoria for being the wonderful actors that they are in this video. So we will say goodnight, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Love y'all. Here is Everybody Wants to Be in Love.
Good night, everybody.
Oh.
Good night.
Why would a rose so nakedly pose in the hands of a man who already knows why the woman before him just stares at her toes? Everybody wants to be in love. Why do the seasons pass without grieving the loss of the leaves or the birds in their singing, the hopeful that wait for what spring might be bringing? Everybody wants to be in love. Everybody wants to be in love. Spins fast under your legs and your hips turn to woman before whom to kneel. Everybody wants to be in love. Everybody wants to be in love. Does the river sparkle make you shiver when the woman you're looking to returns all you give her? Two sides of a coin or a face in the mirror. Everybody wants to be in love. Metaphors intense spill forth from your pen, frantic to divine the words of great men. Before you they sang, and after they will again. Everybody wants to be in love. Everybody wants to be in love. Everybody wants to be in love. Everybody wants to be in love.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing left to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. And long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of